Thank you for coming to the online real estate training video number 7. Today I'm going to be talking about VA and FHA and wrap mortgages and cash discounts. This is an online recording presented by myself, Richard Old. With regards to the VA and FHA loans, these properties are good selection due to the ease of financing and lack of credit qualifications if the property qualifies. So that's why we're going to check out the original loan date on these properties, see if they were before 1990. And if they were, that might be a good way for us to get into a house that we wouldn't have to qualify for. Also, we have wrap mortgages. In this case, you use the existing owner's financing and their qualifications to keep the mortgage on the property, and the owner could establish a new mortgage with you and take the money from you and pay the original mortgage. Now, for some reason, this is somewhat illegal in a few states. Make sure that it's allowed in your state if you do this. It's a little hard for people to find out if you're doing it, but nonetheless, you do need to be aware of what the rules and regulations are, because there's plenty of money to be made in this business. We don't need to do anything remotely illegal. And best of all, we have the cash discount. Great deals can happen if you have cash to acquire a quick property. Sometimes you'll see signs on the side of the road that says, "We buy properties quick for cash." Well, sometimes they don't have cash. Sometimes they're using a hard money lender, which kind of acts like cash because they have the money very quickly. They don't have to go through a couple of months worth of bank rules and regulations. They could quite often, within a week, have the money and you could go ahead and get the house bought. And then we have the Veterans Administration loans. The VA loans are guaranteed by the government in case of default and usually have a limited or no money down payment for the veterans. The veterans do have to live in the property originally, but then they can move out later on. Now, a loan can be transferred if it was originally set up before 1990, and you would expect to pay maybe even just a $45 assumption fee and not have to qualify. For individuals that can search out that type of property to work with, then they can be a gold mine because you don't have to qualify to get that loan. You could be overextended, owning too many properties, debt to income ratio. This is one way to get around that. Then we have the Federal Housing Administration, and the FHA loans help new homeowners acquire properties. If the homeowner defaults, the government will make good on the loan. Potentially a very low down payment. FHA properties were assumable before 1990, but be careful on some of the 1989, because at the very end of December of 89, they started getting rid of the no qualifying clauses. So there could be some in 1989. Now, in some areas of Canada, they have assumable loans. As a matter of fact, in some areas, it's illegal to have a loan that's not assumable. Boy, talk about a great place to be doing our business. And then we have the wrap mortgages. Sometimes it might be an AITD, an all-inclusive trust deed. Perhaps you have bad credit, not enough credit, maybe you haven't had credit long enough. Perhaps too many properties and you're leveraged and you don't have a good debt to income ratio. You just can't do a conventional loan. Well, the seller has a mortgage that you can't qualify for, so they keep their loan, but he wants to sell you, so you negotiate hopefully a good discount. And let's say he's paying $500 a month and you offer him $600 a month. He no longer pays taxes, he no longer pays insurance, and he has $100 in his pocket. So you're going to pay him $600 and he pays the bank $500. He sold you the house. You bought a house without qualifying. Everybody's happy. And of course, cash is king. If you have access to a lot of cash, or you have a partner who has cash available, or you can get maybe an angel investor. An angel investor is someone who has a lot of money. They don't know how to do the business, and they're just looking for someone to do the business for them. Or maybe hard money lenders, somebody who is set up to loan you money to buy the house no matter what condition the house is in. It can be a very profitable strategy. Some properties just need to be sold quickly. And you could do, if you have cash, you could do a loan, or you could do the paperwork in maybe a few days. Could be a week, depending on who's doing the paperwork. So start your negotiations very low, maybe 50% or less. Never panic. Don't fall into that situation that this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because it's not. There's other properties right around the corner. And sometimes you'll be surprised and just get the property at the price you're looking for. I once bought a property, maybe a $70,000 house. It was not an expensive one. Needed repair. And I offered $10,000 because I didn't want the property. It had only been on the market for 7 days. It was just sort of, yeah, I'll just go ahead and throw a price out there. And I never saw anyone snap up a contract so fast. You know, he just needed some money for whatever reason, I don't know. But I said I could close quick, and I did. But you just never know until you actually make the offer. So don't panic. There's plenty of them out there. Now, once you've purchased a property at a substantial discount, it's a good idea to get rid of it quickly. And that goes back to the Google Documents I've talked about earlier. It works best if you have pre-approved database of buyers looking for properties. That's why from day one, when I teach somebody, I tell them they start talking to everybody. Let them know that you're looking for houses and you're looking for people that are renters that would like to buy a house. Everyone knows a renter, and most of the renters would like to buy a house. Not all of them. Some of them maybe in 6 months are moving out of town, and they're just sticking around for the next 6 months. Well, yeah, we don't want to sell them a house. But most renters would love to be a homeowner. They don't have good credit, and you will help them find money to buy houses. And that's what we do. The house that you're working on may require repairs, or maybe an appraisal, or perhaps a new tenant if you're going to keep it for rental. So you have other options. You could hold on to the property and get a mortgage. Now keep in mind the bank may only fund about 70% on an investment property. And that's fine because you're buying them dirt cheap. So you should be able to get your monies out. If you bought a house for $50,000, put $10,000 into it to recondition it, you're into it for $60,000, it's a $100,000 property, they'll loan you $70,000. So now you can pull $10,000 out. So you've bought a house, you've got, let's say, $30,000 in equity and $10,000 in your pocket. Pretty good deal. And that's all we have for real estate training video number 7. The next one will be the online real estate training video number 8, and we're going to go over lease options, option contracts, and the ever-loved foreclosure. So thanks for coming on board this one. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.